guys, what's going on? So we're starting the vlog off here. I want to thank you guys. Everyone's been tuning in, commenting, subscribing, showing love. We are so close to 1K subs. By the time you're watching this, we might even be there. But with that being said, let's get the day started. I got a few things going on and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, you guys, so I'm getting ready for the gym right now. I might do the sound bath meditation at noon, which is like an hour from now. I'm gonna grab a coffee as well. So I'm putting together, I'm gonna grab a water, my gym bag, got that. I'm gonna grab a water here in a sec. Bam, grabbing that. Let's see, I have a meeting at 1 p.m. with the Natty guys in a manufacturer. Then I have a premium call later this afternoon. Grab my shoes too. I had a call this morning that went well. Snagging these. In the mood to rock the green golden gooses today. I want to make a video for you guys too on how to handle objections from the perspective of like what framework to use. I think that's really important. That's kind of been on my mind lately and I think it'd be really valuable. So I'm going to sit down and record one of those for you guys as well. But yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the car, all right? All right, you guys, let's catch a Bravo toast. Let's go snag a coffee. How are you? Good to see you. Let's do the cortada, if that's cool. Thank you guys, see ya. All right, you guys, snag the coffee. I've been getting this new thing called a cortada. They recommended. I think you guys saw in the other video. Basically, it's just like same exact thing, I guess I get, but with less milk. Instead of saying less milk, it like actually gives less milk. All right, you guys. So I finished the sound bath meditation. I'm sitting in the sun for a little bit, and while I'm meditating, some things just kind of come up in my head that's just like pretty natural. And I wanted to share it with you guys because there's a few people in my life that I see doing this, and I think it's happening to these guys who are successful people. Probably happened for you as well. So I've already mentioned this in the vlogs a few times, but I want to go over it again because I really think it's that important. All right. So your doubt and your fear will outweigh or kill your dreams far more than failure ever will. All right, so I'll say that again. Your doubt and your fear of like failing and like that crippling anxiety you have about failing will kill your dreams way more than the actual failure ever will. Let's think about it for a second. I have a few people that come to me and say, oh, Billy, I want to start YouTubing. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I can just tell in their gut, they are afraid. They're afraid of people's perception. They're afraid of people's opinions, whatever. They have doubt in their skills, yada, 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 right? So that's doubt. That realistically isn't going to ever like not be there. Some people have that, but for most people, they're going to have that feeling of just doubt and whatever that may be. It's pretty natural, right? That feeling will kill your dreams far more than the failure of trying ever will, because in reality, the only time you really fail is when you quit or you don't try. Let's take a step back. Let's say you start recording on YouTube tomorrow, you go after your high ticket sales dreams tomorrow, whatever it may be, right? You do start doing that thing that you've been putting off. Let's say you start going and doing that, right? And let's say the first time you do it, it doesn't work. I mean, like your first idea and your first attempt doesn't work. You got on your first closing call, your first setting call, and it doesn't, you don't set the guy or you don't close the guy, etc. Okay, and then what? What's the big deal? Now you learned, right? That's not really a loss because you learn from the situation and you're able to take away, extract a positive meaning. Remember, if you go negative, you only extract a negative meaning. If you go positive, you'll be able to extract a positive meaning. The reality is the only thing that would have stopped that is your fear or your doubt of even trying or doing it. If you do it and you mess up or one time or it doesn't work out, what's the big deal? You didn't lose at all. You didn't fail. You actually learned. So in reality, my point being, you guys, is you have to learn how to be the observer of your feelings, assess what you're feeling, and then be able to understand that you are not your emotions, you are not your feelings. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true. So you might have a thought of doubt or a thought of fear, whatever that may be, but it doesn't mean that you actually are that thing. So what needs to happen is you need to have those emotions, but say it's actually riskier to not go and do it. It's scarier to not go and try. Because when you go and try, you're one step closer to success. When you don't even try, you're still light years away from succeeding. So you guys have to understand that your fear and your doubt, I promise, will kill your dreams way more than failure, which isn't even really failure in this context, but will ever will. You go and try your best. Who has ever really tried their best day in and day out and not got what they wanted? Like really given their all. You probably aren't giving your all is what it really comes down to. So my point being, you guys, is you have to become absolutely obsessed, fixated on the idea of it's actually riskier to not go and try. It's actually riskier to let that fear and that doubt sit there and not do anything. It's actually scarier to do that. It's way scarier to do that than it is to actually go and just pursue the dream and etc. Let's say you do it. Let's say you start recording YouTube videos. The first video you make doesn't do whatever it is that you're looking for it to do. And so what? What's the big deal there? Who was hurt? You're one step closer now though, right? Because you won't even be able to achieve the goal if you don't even try, right? So stop letting your fear and your doubt stop you from even trying, because the only way that you're going to succeed is by trying. So then if you don't try, then that really is to say that you don't want to succeed. How do you succeed? By trying. It's one of those things that you guys have to get over these thoughts in your mind, these limiting beliefs, etc. right? So I hope it has reframed your mind right there on that. But with that being said, you guys, I'm going to get an arm pump in here for a little bit, and then I'm going to go have some meetings later on, and I'll see you guys in a little bit, all right? All right, you guys, I just finished up at the gym. I got a fire arm pump in. I've been getting good pumps lately, which have been really good. I shaved too, as you guys can see, and I was in the steam room for a little bit. I grabbed the smoothie too. They put a snail on it today, but oh, look at that, you guys. Ferrari. Look at that. Super fire. But all right, you guys, I'm gonna head home and I'm going to have some food on the way, and then I am going to head into the premium Discord meeting. We have 2 of those a week, as you guys know. Yeah, I will see you guys up. I'll record a little bit of the meeting just so you guys can kind of get a taste of it, and I will see you guys in a second. All right, you guys, so about to hop in a premium in/slash inner circle meeting. All the boys. All right, I will record for a little bit, let you guys see him. All right, fellas, how are we? How's it going? We need to understand, that's why every call is different. Every prospect's different. You're not going to speak to a warm inbound guy the same way we're speaking to a cold outbound kind of guy, right? If somebody downloads a free sales script, they're just looking kind of thing, right? And even though the one-on-one guys are a little bit more serious, but they have to be spoken to in their own way as well, right? So another thing in there that I want to go over with you guys, something called back channeling, okay? This is a little bit more advanced, but as we're growing now, I want you guys to understand it's something called back channeling. Let's roll with it a little bit now. We're going to go through 4 different exercises here, you guys, okay? 4 different things. I'll explain it briefly, then I'll explain it more after. But briefly before, basically, Zach is going to talk and going to say 4 sentences. I'm going to back channel one of those sets, okay? He's going to say the same thing twice. One of those times, I'm going to back channel him. Back channeling is me saying, yep. Okay, So he feels me there just a little bit. So then when I come in and challenge and cut him off in the right moments to maintain authority and still maintain status in that call, I'm still the one controlling the call, it's not going to be as abrasive. So I want you guys to notice how different it sounds when I cut him off, when I'm back channeling him versus when I don't say anything. Let's do it. Let's just do it twice, Zach. And the first time, keep on talking. I won't cut you off, and I won't back channel. The second time, I'll back channel and I'll cut you off, and we'll go, okay?
Okay.
Give me like 4 to 6 sentences.
This weekend, I went to the Minecraft movie and a bunch of people got kicked out because they were screaming and going crazy. Yeah, it was a fun time.
Right.
And yeah, it was in LA. It was at like the Grove. And
so when we are doing, and you see how so if I'm back channeling and then me cutting him off is much less abrasive, right? But now let's go again. Say the same shit, but then I'm going to cut you off just randomly throughout. And want you guys to notice how much more abrasive it is when I cut him off without back channeling in there.
Yeah, so this weekend I went to the Minecraft movie and there's like a bunch of kids that were like screaming and throwing popcorn like at like all the scenes.
So, and so when you went to the Minecraft, when you went to see, you see how guys different it is when I challenge if I'm not back channeling in there. So it's just little ways, you guys, to frame our prospects and get them in the mindset that we're always there. And it's those little ways to maintain control. What happens in calls, you guys, is if you get triggered friction in minute 10, something you did around minute 3 to 5 is triggering that friction. All right. And something little things like that. And you have to incorporate little things in your calls always to be maintaining your posture and status in these calls always. All right, you guys. So finished that call. That was an awesome call. The group calls are always fire. And we'll hop into a few inner circle calls now. You guys have to understand with your prospects, okay? If you get friction at, let's say, minute 10, something you did at minute 3 or 5 is causing that. You guys have to remember that sales do not happen in logic-based thinking. They happen emotion-based thinking. So then what does that mean? If your prospects' guards are up the whole time, they will not buy. So you have to maintain this balance, you guys, of getting their guard down while maintaining your status. You cannot challenge and push on prospects, but you you have to do that. You will not be able to do that if you do not maintain your status. If you are a rollover, pushover, you simply will never be able to maintain your status with these people. And if you can't maintain your status, then with prospects, you're not going to be able to say those hard-hitting points and reframe beliefs. If you need to reframe someone's beliefs, that's going to take some level of challenging, right? It's not going to happen just randomly, right? You have to challenge prospects on their beliefs, so you have to take care of that. That being said, you guys, right? You have to understand that you have to maintain that status and your posture with your prospects. And how do you do that? Through pauses and tonality and controlling the call. All right, you guys, so it is 7:30 now. I just finished up the inner circle group meeting. Then I had one inner circle call. Then I had another. And then now I have another with one of the guys. So that's 4 meetings in a row here. And I have one more after this. And then we're going to get some food or something. But let's dial in, all right? All right, guys, so I'm with one of the inner circle, one of the OG inner circle legends here. He's going to tell you, all right, some great news. Let's hear it.
So I just got some news. They closed my first ever appointment.
Let's go. Let's go.
Baby.
All right, you guys. So as you guys can see, it is fully dark outside. So yes, that is how much time I put into the inner circle, guys. I think that should show that I'm one of the few guys in the info space that really gives that much effort. I don't send you to any coaches. I don't send you to anybody else. It's just directly with me. That's why all the guys are seeing the success and the results that they are. And that's just a huge thing that I take a ton of pride in. The simple fact that I really care, as you guys can see, but that's only for the guys that want to take blah, 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 right? Whatever. But with that being said though, you guys, so it is 9:42 right now. I'm going to go to Craig's. I've been going there a little bit more often lately because Cipriani closes, you guys, around 9:15 or so, and Craig's is the only like sit down place besides Mel's that is open at this time. So I'm gonna go there. I have reservation in like 5 minutes. Gonna go there, get some food. But you know what's funny? So one of the guys who's in the program in the Inner Circle, he's a setter right now, and I got him on an offer. I got him placed. And he's brand new, and he's, I don't want to say struggling, but he definitely had a tough day today, all right? So he like is new, right? And so like I'm gonna put on my jewelry while I'm talking to you guys, but so he was on an offer, he was on a call, and he basically got asked questions, right? And like I tell you guys, right? Average sales reps are on their straight line, or any sales rep for that matter, on their straight line. Average sales reps get asked a question, right? And they get off their straight line, all right? And then they just veer off the rest of the call. They lose control of the whole call now, right? Great sales reps, or even a little bit above average sales reps, get asked a question, they're off the straight line, and they get right back on it. How do they get right back on it, right? By asking a question back. You don't just get asked a question and you say, okay, well, how about this? You don't just ask it right back, but you say, oh, that's a really good question. I guess when you say like an insert question, when you say that, like, how do you meet, right? And then, oh, cool, and I'll role play with you guys. Let me show you guys. Like, let's say, for example, somebody says like, you know, I don't even know if this is a good fit for me. Like, what is it even that you guys offer? That's a really good question. And so when you say that, like, when you say offer, how do you mean? Oh, well, like, what do you guys do? Oh, I see. That totally makes sense. So what we do, it's really not a one size fits all. It can help in a bunch of different ways and kind of a bunch of different options, but it really would come down to kind of like what it is exactly that you're looking for. So what are like two main things that you feel like, you know, you would need in order to be able to transition out of your current position or whatever, yada, yada, right? My point being though, is that you ask questions back. Remember, I tell you guys, you need to become obsessed with being the person that's asking questions, because the person asking questions is the person that's in control of the conversation. And if you lose control of the conversation, it's over for you, right? So in other words, you guys, don't be one of those sales reps that gets asked a question and gets off their straight line and never gets control of the call again. Don't be one of those guys. And we go over this all the time, but I just want to say for you guys, so you guys know at home can somewhat get an idea. If you get asked what's the price, it's like, what's the price? It's like, oh, I see. Like, kind of refreshing that I'm talking to somebody who actually knows what they want. You know, it's actually, I get a lot of guys who don't even know. I guess with that being said, when you refer to the price though, how do you mean? Because it's a different for everybody kind of thing. I'm like, what does it cost to join? It's not really a one size fits all kind of thing. It's, you can help in a bunch of different ways with price options, all the way from like, I don't know, like $50 all the way to like to 50,000. So it really depends on what is that you're looking for. I guess with that being said, what are like two main things that you feel like will stick out for you in terms of like transitioning into something new? Similar kind of thing, right? Like I tell you guys all the time, a lot of the stuff is the same thing. That's why I tell you guys so much. You have to have some form of a pre-call ritual. Something you do before your call has to dial you in mentally and reset your brain. And then what happens is you need to be able to say, okay, if I get this type of question, I'm going to go this way. If I get asked a question, okay, play hot potato method, ask one back. Or even in the sense of like, if I get this, I'm going to go this way. If I get this, I'm going to go this way. You have to be prepared on these calls. Like I tell you guys all the time, it's simple, but it's not always easy, right? It's simple to be great, but it's not always easy. So just some food for thought for you guys, right? But I'm going to head out here and go. All right, you guys, I'm leaving Craig's right now. And you know what's funny, you guys? And so me and Jack are texting right now. You guys know Jack from the vlogs. We're just joking about one of my students' like cold call scripts. We're joking about it because me and like one of the Inner Circle guys was going over their cold calling script today, whatever, yada, yada. And we were just making a joke about it, like the script itself. And then Jack made a joke about what the script sounded like. And then he sent a screenshot of one of his suppliers on WhatsApp messaging him. And he said the script sounds like this. And one of the messages from the supplier says, "Hello, Jack, will you be in Los Angeles on the 6th through the 9th? We would love to take you to supper or lunch." It was funny. Maybe you guys had to be there and I had to show you guys the text, but it was very funny. You guys, you know what's crazy too? I got coffee today at what, like 10 a.m. or so, and it's 11:15 right now, and I still feel the caffeine inside. It's kind of crazy, but it literally is when I get coffee from Bravo Toast. Other coffee doesn't really do it. It's that coffee though, I feel it later. It's kind of good, it's cool, but it's just kind of gnarly if you think about it. And relatively speaking, my tolerance for caffeine is still pretty low. But that being said, you guys, I'm going to drive by my soon to be home, and then I will see you guys in a little bit back at home, and we will get into it a little bit more. All right, you guys, so as you guys can see, it's the next day. I forgot to film an outro last night. I was working and I just crashed. Well, with that being said, all right, I want to end the vlog here, and I want to remind you guys that if you do want to apply to work with me one-on-one to improve your sales skills, 2 to 3 extra commission rate, just learn how to really use tonality, controlled pauses, take control of calls, ask the right questions, get people emotional in that pain state, in that discovery phase, all right, and then learn how to kind of pre-handle objections. Whether you're a closer, setter, whatever it may be, spots are filling up. That's not just fake scarcity. That's realistically, there's only so many hours in my day. So spots are filling up pretty quickly. With that being said, it's not for everybody. All right, but if you are serious and committed, the link to apply is in the description of this video. All right, you can find that in the description. With that being said, all right, guys, I'm gonna end the vlog here. Stay humble. All right, remember your income and the kind of person that you are directly related. You want more, you want to make better income, become a better person. All right, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Right, stay confident, stay persistent, stay grateful, stay humble. Right, become a better person. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow.
I ain't seen the sun in 7 days like I've been doing time. That's just how I got the back, built up when I'm on it.